Good evening and welcome back. If you've watched our live streams thus far this basketball season. Hi, Chris Chandler live from the Broken Bow campus as we have two basketball games. The Savages and Lady Savages taking on Heavener tonight, but it is homecoming here at the gymnasium on Broken Bow, and so we're going to telecast or live stream that ceremony. Then we'll take a short break, have some words from our sponsors before tip-off of the girls' basketball game. Savages we do come into the game tonight against Heavener as both teams as favorites to win. Of course, Heavener up there in LaFleur County, just north of here, and a smaller school, a couple of classes smaller than Broken Bow. But really good athletes up there, and expect the games to be competitive at least at first. Savages and Lady Savages coming off different emotions. Savages, of course, again, mentioned this last time, not really making excuses, but it is a factor in that many of the starters of that basketball team were playing football a couple of weeks ago, and so, of course, not lost in semifinals to eventual state champion Tuttle. And so getting in basketball shape, getting their legs under them, getting used to working on the hardwood. The boys team, girls team is having a stellar season. They look to remain undefeated tonight and have won most of the contest going away. And so expect to see some of that brilliance on the court tonight. Here, school is out now. School is out as of today for breaks. A lot of students, of course, exempt this week, but even those who weren't participating in extracurricular activities, including this athletic contest. Again, if you notice you may notice the stand, they'll probably fill up toward the end of the boys' game. There are 3 events going on tonight live here on the Broken Bow campus. One, I believe it's the middle school and or high school Christmas chorus concert, as well as I believe there is a junior high basketball, or a pair of junior high basketball games going on at the junior high gym. And so there's a lot of people have, a lot of parents of these students have dual or possibly even 3 children participating in different activities. And so wouldn't expect those fans to be here until maybe the second half of the boys' game, but you'll notice as time goes on, these stands will probably fill in. Good contingent here from Heavener, by the way. And so as we wait, I'm going to turn it over to our excellent PA announcer, Jerry Falling, once we begin this homecoming ceremony. But till we start that, I have a couple of words from our sponsors. Again, you are watching Broken Bow Savage and Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Thanks to those sponsors. And again, they're introducing the candidates. So First one is the freshman class representative, Aislinn Marshall. We will turn it over to Jerry Foley.
While there, she plans to major in nursing and later become a traveling nurse. Aislinn would like to add that she is very thankful for her family and most of all, Jesus Christ. Her escort tonight is Mr. Jackson McDaniel. Jackson is the son of Mason and Todd McDaniel. Jackson is a 4-year member of the Savage varsity baseball team. He plans on attending Northeastern State University to get his degree in finance. Miss Aislinn Marshall and Mr. Jackson McDaniel. Our sophomore class candidate is Miss Kylie Ray Burris. She is the daughter of Tiffany and Tracy Morgan and Galen Burris Sr. Kylie is a member of the Lady Savage softball, basketball, and track teams. Her future plans are to attend the college of her choice. Her escort this evening is Mr. Sky Baker. Sky is the son of Kelly and Kay Baker. Sky's plans are to play football at the collegiate level and pursue his education in the degree of his choice. Ms. Kylie Ray Burris and Mr. Sky Baker. Your junior class candidate is Miss Brooklyn Anna. She is the daughter of Miranda and Patrick Smith and Autumn Inslee and Tanya Schaefer. Brooklyn plans to attend BJC to start her journey towards becoming a registered nurse. Her goal is to complete her basic courses and to earn an associate's degree. After that, Brooklyn would like to attend UCO and earn her Bachelor of Science degree, then continue to complete her master's degree. She is escorted tonight by Mr. A.J. Brandon. A.J. is the son of Marion and Jackie Weaver. He is a 4-year member of the Student Council, Spanish Club, History Club, Savage football, basketball, baseball teams. A.J.'s plans are to attend Hendrix College and to play football and pursue a degree in computer science. Psalm 121, verse 8, the Lord will protect your coming and going, both now and forever. Ms. Brooklyn Anna and Mr. A.J. Brandon. And your senior class candidate tonight is Ms. Aubrey Hightower. She is the daughter of Audrey Davis and Ashley Hightower. Aubrey's future plans are to go to Oklahoma Wesleyan University to play college basketball and become an ultrasound technician. In her spare time, Aubrey loves to spend time with her family and friends. She is escorted tonight by Mr. Javian Heath. He is the son of Jessica Ramsey and Laquan Heath. Javian is a 4-year member of the Savage basketball and track and a 2-year member of the football team. His plans are to finish high school and attend the college of his choice and pursue a degree. Ms. Aubrey Hightower and Mr. Javian Heath. And now introducing your flower girl for the evening, Miss Kobe Talley. Kobe is 6 years old. She's in kindergarten, and her parents are Crandall and J.C. Talley. Her grandparents are Tina Metcalf and the late Jody Metcalf, Steve Talley and the late Stephanie Snyder. She has attended Derricks Elementary for almost 2 years. She has excellent grades and has received the Savage of the Month Award in pre-K and in kindergarten. Some of Kobe's hobbies and things she loves are spending time with her family, playing with her sisters and cousins, and attending church. She enjoys singing, dancing, and all the things outdoors like riding 4-wheelers, swimming, and playing in the dirt. Kobe's future plans are to be a Sunday school teacher and a gymnastics coach. Tonight, your crown bearer is Mr. Cooper Sean LaSalle. Cooper is the son of Dustin and Lindsay LaSalle. His grandparents are Adam and Susan Stone. He is in Miss Kennedy's class. He enjoys building and designing houses, roads, and buildings, and keeps his custom drawings in his book of ideas. He enjoys taking care of his farm animals, participating in sports such as wrestling, t-ball, and basketball. He also enjoys singing and playing the piano, and when Cooper grows up, he wants to be a carpenter. Miss Kobe Talley and Mr. Cooper Sean LaSalle. 2025-2026 homecoming queen for your basketball this season is Miss Brooklyn Anna.
Your 25-26 homecoming queen, Miss Brooklyn Anna. Well, that's a little difficulty. Putting a crown on someone is not something that is normally done as part of your everyday life. So it's always fun to watch how these athletes, these escorts, attempt to do that. So AJ's enjoyed it. So. It is, as is everyone else. They're going to be taking some photographs, and then, of course, they have to go change into, as you see them rushing, some of the candidates rushing off to get to the locker room because they got to change into some uniforms and come back out and play basketball. So we're going to take a break, have some more words from our sponsors, and then it'll probably be about, let's see, what time is it? It's currently 6:16, scheduled for a 6:30 tip-off. So we'll be back probably in about 10 minutes with the singing of our national anthem, followed by the tip-off of the Lady Savages taking on Heavener. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow YouTube channel. See ya in 10.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Being on one of the best teams in the country, winning Big 12s, you're not wrestling for just yourself. You're wrestling for your team behind you, coaches, all the fans in the stands. You're wrestling for all the national championships that have been won in the past. That pushes you in the mat room, in the weight room, out on the competition mat. You have more than just you that you're wrestling for. This culture here is like, it's cowboy culture, so everybody here, we're all blood. It's really awesome.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's game as we welcome the Heathler Lady Wolves. At this time, would you please stand as your Broken Bow High School Jazz Band honors America, our veterans, and our first responders with the playing of our national anthem. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Heathler Lady Wolves. Starting lineup for the Lady Wolves tonight, coached by Noah Davis. A senior number 3, Taylor Baker. A junior number 4, Jacqueline Rogers. A freshman number 5, Tori Hill. A freshman number 10, Lady Hawkenberry. And a sophomore, number 24, Mia Billings. And now, ladies and gentlemen, starting lineup for your Broken Bow Lady Savages. Your Savages are coached by Tony B. Starting for the Savages tonight, a 5'4" junior, number 4, Genesis Smith. A 6'1" junior, number 14, Tyson Woolsey. A 5'7" junior, number 23, Jalen Cochran. A 5'6" senior, number 24, Aubrey Hightower. And a 5'8" senior, number 25, Katie Rogers.
Now, let's get things started. Chris Chandler back with the Savage Band playing the fight song, and that's a great rendition of the national anthem. Yeah, the Savages, Lady Savages, a big favorite coming into this game, undefeated and looking to remain so. And if you heard those introductions, they have 3 freshmen starting for this Heathler Lady Wolves basketball team. Of course, the Savages, again, not many seniors. Actually, only 2, and they're both on the floor. That'd be Katie Rogers and Audrey Hightower. But the experience on this team is undoubted. As you've got Cothran and Woolsey, as she easily wins the tip-off to Smith. Finish that thought, Cothran and Woolsey both started as freshmen. Hard pass out to Smith on the wing. Pass back over Cothran for 3. Rebound inside Woolsey. Put back is good. Lady Savages on the board first. As Woolsey looks basically unchallenged in the paint. There's a turnover. As Smith brings it up. On the wing, bullet pass into Cothran, and it looked like she was going to do the give and go, and then Cothran just takes it and draws the foul, and that's going to send her to the free throw line. Looked like I don't know if that was a fake push back, but it was pretty well defended, as once she got the ball right there at the free throw line, just a foot over it in the paint, 3 of the Lady Wolves collapsed on her. And so a decision like, well, I can't pass it back, so I might as well dribble and shoot. She did. First free throw, no good by Cothran. Second one is money. 3-0 Lady Savages. Press is on in the backcourt against this young Heavener team. And they are having a lot of trouble, and almost stolen. In fact, is stolen by Cothran. She's dribbling, spin move, kicks it out the wing, shot on the way, Hightower, bucket. 1, 2, 3. That's their respective scoring of Cothran, Woolsey, and Hightower. A 1-pointer, a 2-pointer, and a 3-pointer. And the Lady Savages lead 6-0. Press still on. Inside. Oh, great pass inside, and a challenge shot. As Woolsey either got a piece of that or made it alter its path to the rim. Pass to Rogers. Rogers dribbles, picks up her dribble, throws it out to Hightower. Hightower's trying to get again. Second time not as good as the first. That one rattles out. And here come the Lady Wolves quickly. That was a smart move to quickly get it across the half-court line and not allow the Lady Savages defense to set up. Out to Faulkner. To Hill. And then to Rogers. To Rogers. That's Rogers for Heavener. So it's Rogers versus Rogers out there. Now Cothran on the defensive work. They get it to Billings, who gets it to Faulkner. And they having a tough time finding a lane against it. Oh, there's one sort of. No, it was blocked. That was a great defensive move by, I believe that was Cothran on the defensive end. I thought she created a travel, and it is, in fact, called for the foul. That's first foul by anybody. And that one will. Actually, sorry, that was shows number 5 as the perpetrator. So I guess that was Smith. Here's a nice tip. Deflection by Woolsey. As Hightower quickly brings it down. Man, Hightower is good at moving with the ball. Quick-footed. She can change direction without traveling. That's a nice dribbling skills. Kicked it out. Here's a three-pointer on the way. Cothran. Bucket! Oh, that was Smith. I'm sorry. My apologies. Smith becomes the 4th Broken Bow player to score. And the 2nd to hit from outside the perimeter. 9-0 Broken Bow. As Billings passes it around the perimeter. Again, if you look at it, if you're a fan of basketball, watch how the Lady Savages move at the edges of that paint. You see Woolsey rotating in. There's just nothing there. They're not giving Heavener anything. Any lane to drive, and not really an open look to pass. Here's a three-point shot, high rebound, good hustle by Cothran, and she's going to go probably coast to coast. Sees it, there's a stud dribble, lays it up off the glass, does not make it. Back, fight for the rebound, and quick hands by Heavener, a 2-on-2 break, and that's going to be a blocking foul call. As Smith trying to get back defensively, but Baker managed to draw the foul. Not a shooting foul. Second foul. That's why it was showed. I'm sorry, I got the fouls confused. The foul was not called against Broken Bow earlier. That's why I looked at it. It said number 5. It's like, well, that was not on Broken Bow. It was on Hill for Heavener. That foul, however, was on Smith. And that's going to be the first against Broken Bow, 1 apiece for these respective teams, 4-12 and ticking. That's to get the clock. Sorry, I again apologize. Thanks to our sponsors, as you'll see them rotating. Glad I looked up. Again, it's homecoming night, and we had a momentary delay after the ceremony. So thank these sponsors you see on the lower part of your screen. They're the reasons you can watch these games anytime on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel from the convenience of your phone or the comfort of your home. 9-0 is the score. Broken Bow with a 7-0 record, and you can see why, as they are playing aggressive defense. And there's almost got a hand on it. Cawthron might have got a hand on it. Looked like Baker managed to maintain the dribble. Here's a two-point shot and fight for the rebound. Off the hands of Katie Rogers. Three-pointer on the way, and a good rebound inside. Nowhere to go, though, and looked like a travel call. That was great footwork and positioning after that shot by Woolsey, as Tyson Woolsey got in there and blocked the path. And there was just nowhere when you try to dribble and you already have your momentum going. And you get your lane cut off like that, often it results in a travel. It did travel. It did this time, a travel. Lady Savages looking to get into double figures on this possession. They've frozen out Heavner thus far. Pass to Rogers, to Smith. Smith with the dribble inside, kicks it back out to Cawthron at the perimeter. Cawthron looked like a stalking. Oh, big cat, and there's Smith again. Smith now leads all scorers with 6 points, has her team at 12. They throw it down, managed to break the press. It's a 3-on-3 break, quickly getting defensively. Good move laterally by Rogers against Faulkner. Faulkner driving a shovel pass to a teammate. Now it's a drive inside by Baker, kicks it back out on the wing. Again, not much in the paint or anywhere else for Heavner. And keep in mind, they are starting 3 freshmen against this undefeated, highly ranked Broken Bow team. That's a class or 2 classes above them. Here's a desperation shot and might as well lay it off. It almost went in, but the rebound quickly brought down by Smith. Smith gets it out to Rogers. Rogers slows things down. Top of the key to Hightower. Hightower across. 3-point open look. Roller in and out. Cawthron couldn't land that one, as it was momentarily in the rim, but the rotation of the ball spit it back out. Rebound, Heavner. 1:40 left in this first period. And Lady Wolves looking to get points on the board. Lady Savage is looking to prevent that. Drive by Rogers. Oh, great pass on the assist by Rogers as she found a teammate. That's Hill underneath, and breaks the scoring ice for the Lady Wolves. 10-point lead by Lady Savages, out to Rogers. Katie Rogers, that is, on the end. Pass into Woolsey. Woolsey across to the other angle. Quick pass to Hightower to Woolsey. Woolsey with the dribble, move, and gets her own rebound, goes back up and gets the foul. That was Cawthron. Cawthron grabbed that rebound, and I was about to say, well, look how quick Tyson Woolsey is. That was actually Jade Cawthron, and she sinks that free throw. Now, so here's something you won't hear often, but of the 4 people that have scored for Broken Bow, Cawthron is, with that, manages to tied for the lowest. That is definitely going to change before the end of this game. There's the second free throw on this trip. That's our 3rd free throw. Cawthron's only buckets from the line. She was fouled, but she now has 3, along with Hightower, who's came on a 3-point shot. Woolsey with a 2-point bucket, and then Genesis Smith with 2 trays. That adds up to 14, and it's a 12-point lead for Broken Bow as the last 45 seconds of the first period ticks down. Faulkner, cross-court pass, almost intercepted. Shovel pass in, another great not quite an assist, a good rebound. As that was Burris, I believe, that went up and got it for Broken Bow. Savage, Lady Savage. Oh, Cawthron in the paint, turnaround jumper, no good. Put back by Woolsey, draws the foul, and that will send Tyson to the free throw line with 24.3 seconds. First foul on May for Heavner, and that one rolls in and out. No good. As you see, second one is money. Woolsey now with 3 points, and the press is back on. Lady Savage is hoping to get a steal and a quick bucket before the end of this period. And there's 5 seconds about to expire, and stolen, picked up Got to be a trip to the bucket. Lay in is good. Nice scoop and score by Burris. Fifth Lady Savages to add points to this total, 17-2, and that's going to do it for the first period. After one period of play, again, heavily favored, but Broken Bow performed as was anticipated. Great shooting performance and a remarkable defense holding Heavener to 2 points in that first period. Well, we're going to take a quick break and be back with second period action after this. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel.
My native history was like instilled in me. Anytime there was an obstacle in front of me, and I would just go back to my roots, being Choctaw, the warrior side of it, being mentally tough. I love representing my heritage.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Welcome back. Well, it has been all Lady Savages as they have put 17 points on the board, and in fact, the first 9 of this basketball game. I'm impressed by their scoring, but also by their defense. They have really shut Heavener down. And there's a strip, though. Heavener showed a little defensive skill of its own. Here's Faulkner driving, and great defensive move. I think Berth moved laterally. Rebound fought for it. Smith got the ball. It was tied up. Possession arrow is in favor of Heavener, so they will inbound. I believe that was Burris down there just at the end of that play. Just moved. It did not commit a foul, but moved laterally to make that what would have been a layup a little harder to make. And, in fact, they did not make it. Cross-court pass. May, three-pointer on the way, bounces once and then hits the floor, and then it's Tyson Woolsey that pulls it down quickly. Gets it to Cawthron. Cawthron driving. Cawthron passes out to the corner. Feet inside. Woolsey goes up and looked like it was either punched out or went off of Tyson Woolsey's hand, so that will be out on Broken Bow. May out to Faulkner. Faulkner driving the baseline. Another nice pass from Faulkner. Give her an assist. Give her the bucket. But, again, you're going to have to. Oh, here's Smith for 3. She's already has 2 early in the game. Rebound inside, down and under. And I say down and under. Down under the basket. Tried to put up on the other side and couldn't get it. Now a trap being executed by Rogers and Smith, both trying to get hands on the ball. Wow, they got out of that one. That was somehow May got the ball to a teammate. 3 bucket. Wow, that was impressive shooting. So another person named Rogers hits from outside. And so 30-second timeout. We're going to stay right here. Talk about that. So 17-2. As the first period ended. But maybe a good time to call timeout as Heavener has started this second period with 5 points. They're on a 5-0 run against Broken Bow. And so Savage coaching staff talking about be patient, but also don't leave them an open look. These are good players, and again, you really haven't seen as much of these. There are 3 freshmen starting for the Wolves, and so you see why they start. Here's a pass outside. Hightower, pretty good look. Hightower in and out. Caught the far side of the rim, kicked back off the glass and into the hands of Heavener. Here comes May to Faulkner for the Lady Wolves. Inside and tipped by Woolsey into the hands of Cawthron. Watch out. And she slows her dribble down. Pulls up, shoots a tray. Cawthron for 3! Well, Cawthron literally just in one motion pulled the ball up off the dribble, released it through the bottom of the net. As smooth a three-point shooter as you'll see. And she has her team up by 13. Here's May for 3, and that one's going to airball it. Again, against this defense, you're literally outclassed. This is a Class 2A team versus a 4A team, and so and an undefeated and ranked one at that. And so, if you have any semblance of a shot, you may take it. I don't fault them for trying. Here's a baseline move, then a shot outside or a dish outside. Wow. Cawthron came charging in from outside trying to get the rebound on that missed shot, but here's a kick out. It's going to be Faulkner. Shovel pass to Rogers. Rogers working against Cawthron, and then she gets double teamed, stolen by Cawthron. Sorry, she was working against Smith. Now it's Cawthron on the break. Cawthron with does not make the lay-in, as it was a 2-on-2 break, but Heavner getting back defensively. There's a high pass. And it looked like Billings with her back to Tyson Woolsey had no prayer, and so tried to feed it back outside. Got a rebound inside, but then gets it stripped by Cawthron, and she goes flying to the floor, fouled by Billings. That's going to be Billings' first foul, first team foul by the Lady Wolves, but that will put Jalen Cawthron back on the free throw line. Yeah, that was Billings got the rebound, but Jalen Cawthron is so quick and has such incredible basketball sense that as soon as she pulled that rebound down and started to dribble, Cawthron kind of just stripped it out of her hands and then immediately went back up with it, drew the foul. Substitution by the Lady Wolves. Cawthron's second free throw finds Purchase in the bottom of the net. She now has 7. 21-7, good football score. Lady Savage is up by 2 touchdowns. And this press is still on, and it's slightly tipped. Wow, look at Hightower. Almost stripped it somehow. Heavner managed to hold on the ball, but did not get a very good look at the bucket. Just kind of released it out, trying to get it to fall or draw the foul, and neither happened. In fact, it came down the hands of Tyson Woolsey. Pass outside from Rogers to Cawthron, back to Rogers. Katie Rogers to Smith. Smith working inside, kicks it back outside. Three-pointer on the way, high rebound. Oh, somehow it was saved as it was off their own shot. Without Smith coming down. Smith came down the baseline. He got a hand on it, but couldn't get it in bounds, so it goes out and will be inbounded by Heavner. Rogers and Cawthron working in the backcourt, creating some pressure. Heavner still trying to get there. Rogers went airborne there. And that is just hectic defense, just relentless. And Wolves managed to get it in the forecourt. But you got to feel like that's an accomplishment, as this Lady Savage basketball team is swarming to the basketball. Also comment on that type of defense along with the offense they play. You see Cawthron streaking. I mean, they push it back up the floor fast. That type of defense, though, can be physically exhausting if you're not in top condition. And that's the thing, is these Lady Savages, as Cawthron slashes through the paint and lays it off the glass, you can just out-condition your opponent, and Cawthron almost got a steal on that. That's a 9th point by Cawthron, 23rd by Lady Savages. They're up by 16 here with 3 minutes left before the half. Pass out to the corner. Hightower defending as the dribble was picked up, and that's another steal. Cawthron driving, pass to Hightower. Hightower under the bucket, misses the layup, and a quick rebound by Heavner. Drive inside gets cut off by Smith, and then quickly Lady Savages get back in that perimeter defense. Pass attempting to get in the paint, and that's going nowhere. Here's a three-pointer on the way, finds the rim, but then the hands of Katie Rogers. Long pass by Rogers to Cawthron. Cawthron has a shoulder into the opponent, and in a fight for the basketball, it was 5-on-1, and numbers prevailed for Heavner, as the one was Tyson Woolsey. She got a couple of fingers on it, but couldn't pull it in. And so possession goes back to Heavner off the rebound. Drive gets caught in a little bit of a trap, and they manage to get out of it. Pivot inside and kicked back outside by Huebner. And that one was, looked like it was Hightower that got a hand on it there. Smith also defensively, and then it's stripped, but the foul was actually called, I think, on Huebner. Let's see what the call is. Look, it looked like he was pointing number 22 for Huebner. Oh, no, it's on Woolsey. That's going to be her first. And the first team foul this period by Broken Bow. Inbound, off the inbound. One pass and the shot's no good off the front of the rim and picked up by Broken Bow. Here comes Hightower pushing it up the floor. Hightower, top of the key, backing back out. Kicks it to, wow, a pass from Cawthron. Set shot, jumper. Nice move off the pass as Katie Rogers did a pump fake, then dribbled and shot about a 7-footer. Rogers joins the scoring fray. Lady Savages now at 25. Cawthron steals it, going to the floor. Quickly to Hightower, down the corner. Now Rogers trying to follow the two-pointer with a three-pointer. Long rebound, hits the floor once, and winds up in the hands of Huebner. Faulkner pushing it against Hightower. Good job, Hightower moving laterally. And now stripped, just taken out of the hands by Cawthron, and she's going to have the easy lay-in at the other end. Jalen Cawthron with a steal and a two-point bucket, 27-7. Long pass out to Faulkner with 15 seconds left. Rugbo still playing aggressive defense as they are attacking the basketball. There's a three-pointer from about 6 feet behind the line. A good line, but not enough distance. Hits the front of the rim and falls no good. Lady Savage is going to go in the locker room and talk some things over, but they have a 20-point lead. Great performance by the Brooklyn Lady Savage basketball team, currently 7-0 and looking to make it 8 here at home tonight. Gonna listen to the Savage Pride Marching Band's horn section over there playing the fight song. And we're going to have a pair of games tonight. We'll be back tomorrow evening as the Broken Bow Savages, Lady Savages host Atoka. The Wampus Cats are going to be here. The Wampus Cats and Lady Cats, I believe that's what they go by, are going to be here. But exciting basketball here right before Christmas break. So we're going to take a break ourselves for halftime and be back in about 8 minutes with the second half tip-off. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. We'll see you in about 7.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. It said we'd be back in 7 minutes, and that's about on the dot. Lady Savage's huge lead going into the second half as, again, heavy favorite here tonight. But you have to perform up to expectations, and I believe that they have. Quickly inbound to Katie Rogers. Shot on the way, rebound by Woolsey. Woolsey takes it back in, lays it off the glass and in. Tyson Woolsey. Yeah, that's one way to start it. Tyson Woolsey first opens up second half scoring. Now at 5 points. Feed back out to Hill. Hill tries to get it in. It's picked off by Woolsey. That's a steal off the pass. And now it's Lady Savages running their offense. Shot on the way, no. Does not find the bottom of the net, but does find the hands of one of the Lady Wolves, and so rebound. Heavner. Hill working, was thought about working against Smith and thought better of it. Kicked it back outside. Baker against Smith. Now back out to Billings. Pass to Rogers. And then now to, and they just really don't see any, there are no weaknesses. Oh, that was a good pick, but then it's a block by Woolsey. I would say that was a good pick by Billings, though, as it was Cawthorn coming back around trying to follow the dribble. And could not get there to defend it because of the screen. Here's a three-point shot. High arching shot. Wow, that was impressive. So gets into double figures. And there's a miss on the other end. Here comes a quick pass. Looks like Heavner starting off this, and that's out of the hands of Billings and into those of Woolsey, who quickly gets it to Hightower. Hightower goes up and under. Hightower, a little stutter step inside in the paint, and sort of off-balance shot. Manages to get it off the glass and down through the hoop. Back to a 21-point lead for Broken Bow. I was going to say, though, the Wolves starting off this second half like they start off the second period. Little mini run, but Lady Savages has now stopped that. Here's a steal. Here's a coast-to-coast drive. Nice layup by Katie Rogers. Rogers strided out that one from just to the side, this side of her defensive paint. I'd say that's at full court, coast to coast. It's more like 3/4 of a court sprint. But baseline cut off by Smith, and then I think that's going to cause a turnover. Yeah, she cut off the baseline and forced Heavner to step out of bounds, and so that results in Lady Savages getting the basketball back. I believe that's Griffin. Sorry. It's actually, there was a double. Was that a double foul on that? I think that was Marshall going up, but it was actually a travel call. So no foul, but it is a turnover. 33-10 is your score. Lady Savages on the advantageous end of that one. There's a recover three. Bullet pass out. And a long two-point jumper. Hits the rim and then pulled out of the air by, I believe, who was that on the defensive work? Oh, that was Burris. That's going to be Cawthron with the pop-up jumper. Hits it. Wow, there was a shove into the back of Tyson Woolsey, and that was called. That's going to be a foul. As
Fouls on defense, number 22, Aniston Cartwright.
Cartwright picks up her second foul. And that was unquestionable. It was an off-balance shot by Woolsey, and somehow got it pulled down by Cawthron, popped back up, and doesn't get the bucket, but does get the foul. That'll put her back at the free throw line.
Fouls on defense, number 4, Jalen Rogers. Jalen Cawthron at the line.
So Cawthron already with 3 free throws. Well, having a less than average night for her from the free throw line. Misses the front end of that one. And misses the back end. Double wrist. Oh, a putback is good, however. Lady Savages get the offensive board off the free throw. Put back up by Marshall, and now it's 35-10. Biggest lead of the game for Broken Bow. Here's and look at the defense. Look at Cawthron going airborne on those passes. Just that they are not relenting and not slowing down, and that causes a turnover. Good hustle by Smith. Picks it up. Now she's going to bounce pass it down low, off the glass and in. Burris with the two-pointer. Genesis Smith with the assist, 27-point. And there's a travel called. Tried to stop her forward momentum, and that's kind of hard to do when you have to do it all of a sudden like that. So out to Cawthron, to Woolsey. Inside, jump shot, I should say, by Griffin. And now it's Griffin with the basketball. Griffin driving the paint, pops up, lays it off the back, hits the bracket, and bounces back out no good. Now it's going to be a break going the other way. It's going to be May. And they're going to slow things down. I don't blame them. And that was pulled out by Cawthron. Here's a drive inside. Cawthron off balance, doesn't quite get it to fall. Great reaction, though, and hustle by Smith. Smith with the one-hander. That also falls, hits the floor, grabbed inside, and then gets the ball stripped. I think that was Griffin on the rebound for Broken Bow. And then there was, there's a bucket of the other. Smith now has 8 points. And here's a leaner. Oh, nice putback. Griffin. Griffin becomes the 7th Lady Savages to add points in this game. 31-point lead by the Lady Savage. They're running away with it. Again, it was 17-2 at the end of the first quarter, 27-7. 20-point lead at the half, and now it's a 31-point lead. Broken Bow performing as expected. Again, you got to hand it to him. Not giving up, not quitting. These very young team, and that was just strolling. That was just a strip by Cawthron. She gets the easy two. Cawthron now with 13 points. Her team leads by 33, and as the last half minute of this third period runs out, you're looking to maybe slow things down and put a shot up with about 5 seconds left. If you leave more time than that on the clock, You might give Bromo time to score, although here's a three-pointer long, and that was blocked. That was a block by Cawthron. Nice pass to Cawthron, and lays it off the glass and in. Jalen Cawthron has that ability to leave her feet float and then change hands with the basketball, as that was a desperate shot. It doesn't get there, but Cawthron leaves her feet, and then while she's in the air with her lead hand, gets the ball back into her other hand and lays it up as she passes the goal. Very hard to defend. And 35-point lead for Broken Bow with 8 minutes left. We're going to stay right here. Talk about this Lady Savage basketball team. Again, they are 7-0. They're undefeated, and they champions of the Choctaw Nation Invitational Tournament at Talahena about a week ago. They have a slate of games set for early January, including, I think the next game they play is going to be here tomorrow night. We're going to broadcast that along with the boys' games against Atoka. But after that, I think the next game may be against arch rival Idabel on I think it's January the 6th. So it's going to be the first day back from school. I think it may be a Monday night. Skip Copeland will be here calling that one. That ball was just taken away by Burris, and then her pass is deflected. So it's back-to-back steals, respectively, by Broken Bow and Heavener. Here's the three-point shot on the way from Baker. Rims out. But Lady Savage is going to have a long break, and then we'll have a practice or two then. There's a nice pass inside, and that's a turnaround jumper. Is good by Camp. Camp also a great paint player. In fact, off the glass and in. It's Stacy. That is her last name. Nice three. Hey, that's what I shoot to. And the Camp again. Camp bounce. Throws it out and was not ready for the pass. That was some deception as Camp put it on the floor and then shovel passed it out there, and just we weren't ready for it on the wing. But to complete that thought, Kidry can't probably be a starter on a lot of teams. Just you happen to be playing the same position as Tyson Woolsey, and those are literally and figuratively some big shoes to fill. As Woolsey just a dominant paint player. But Camp, great athlete. You see that displayed on the floor. Here's a drive, kicks it back outside. Here's another three-pointer. That one did not go off the glass, but the rebound inside. Pulled down by Camp. Now here comes a fast. Let's slow it down. Yeah, I was going to say the lane was cut off inside, so that's right. Slow it down. Here's a three-pointer thrown up, in and out. No good. Rebound by the Lady Wolves, as they're going to kick it back out to the side. Griffin defensively for Broken Bow, then Camp, then Burris. I like the way they're moving. Again, watch those Lady Savages move laterally, cutting off. There's no lane. There's nowhere to dribble inside. And so they have to kick the ball back out. Here's a drive, a kick out to the side, pump fake, and almost a steal. And now, she got through a couple of defenders, but did not get to fall. Griffin with the rebound. Looked like she thought about passing it, and then decided against that. Inside Camp, and gets it stripped as they swarmed her once the ball was placed on the floor. Shot on the way, no good. And so we'll slow down the pace just a little, as a little over 5 minutes left in this game. We're well in control of it. Griffin to Marshall, and then like maybe a foul, or was that a foul called or a timeout? Maybe timeout for substitution. Inbound to Marshall. Marshall working top of the key to Burris. Burris driving, kicks it out to the corner. Shot by Marshall. Wow. Marshall with a tray from the corner. Lady Savages at half 100. They lead by 37. Well on their way to being an 8-0 team. looking to add to that tomorrow night against the Lady Women. That was a strip. Quick hands, I believe, by Burris, and Burris with the lay in. That was maybe a little too quick. Might have taken an extra step there. It was a good steal by by Griffin, though. And Griffin found Burris in stride, but I think she took one too many steps, either on the pass, either prior to passing. I can't know which one the travel was called on, but either way, it's going to be Heavener basketball. Working inside against, whoa. That shot's up, and it hits a high rebound down to Camp. Quickly gets it to Griffin. Griffin top the key, feeds it inside Camp in the paint. Turnaround jumper. Camp's, no, great work. Camp took one step one way and then pivoted the other way, spun around, laid it off the glass and in. Kendra Camp getting it done inside. She now has 4 points. Lady Savages have 52. Shot no good. Rebound fought for. Picked up by the Lady Wolves. And coming back the other way. Inside, Camp trying to post up again. That might have been partially blocked, actually. Drive outside. Anderson defensively for Lady Savages. Here's a three-point shot up off the glass. Rebound Anderson. And 2:56, under 3 minutes left. 52-13. The Savages quadrupling the score of their opponent. As Mass, but a platoon substitution by Broken Bow. Anderson kick it back outside, across to Hurst. Hurst for three. Hurst shots up a little over, but rebound. Quick, good hustle on the other side. Here's a three-point shot off the glass, no good. Fight for the basketball. Rebound, Heavener. As they drive, and then it's stolen. Nice strip. Good hustle. I believe that was Anna down there defensively. And then it's another steal by Broken Bow. Feet inside, laid off the glass and in. Nice pass, good assist. And that's Cherry finishing it off. Lady Savages to 54, going back the other way. Here's a fake. Oh, nice pump fake. Got Anna in the air and then laid it in on the Coffee on the leaner, driving in. Oh, bounce pass was telegraphed and stolen by Heavener, coming back the other way. Oh, good hustle and movement. Outside. As Anna defensively. The homecoming queen. The homecoming queen, Brooklyn Anna. Here's moves sideways. That one was at the top of the key. That's Dickerson defensively for Broken Bow. They try to cut inside. Ball gets knocked loose, and it winds up in the hands of, I believe, Hurst or Anderson, and that ball's tipped out. And so will be Heavener basketball. 50 seconds left. Lady Wolves playing for fun, pride, and experience here as they're going to lose. Here's the three-pointer. Wow, that was the distance was good. The line was not, however, as it hit either the back of hit the bracket and bounced high off the other side. 36 seconds left as Hurst tries to pass it inside, manages to get it back. Baseline move, cut off. Back out. Here's a three-point shot on the way from Dickerson, no good. Rebound fought for and pulled down by the Lady Wolves. 12 seconds left, and they're going to maybe play for the last shot. 5 seconds. 4. Oh, try to get it inside, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that should do it. Lady Savage is probably going to inbound it and then dribble it a couple of times, and that will be, well, let's launch it. No, maybe not. Right in front of the bench, and Brookville wins that one easily going away. Lady Savage is dominant throughout. 54-15, your final score. As they advance to 8-0, they will be back on this court tomorrow night. Tip-off, I believe, slated for, I think it's a 6:30 tip-off. Check out the Brookville Public Schools social media pages, specifically Facebook page. It'll have a live stream link, or just tune back in for that girls game. But stay tuned tonight as you see the Brookville Savages boys basketball team getting ready to play. And Savages looking, coming back in to this gym looking for a win, as they've dropped a couple to Wowoka and Pocola. Keep in mind, again, coming off a semifinal football loss a couple of weeks ago, so trying to get back in the groove of basketball. But, and again, they come in favored against this Heavener Wolves team. Brookville, a higher class, 4A versus 2A, and also a ranked basketball team. But Savages have a little bit to prove as they, again, Wowoka and Pocola, very good basketball teams. In fact, Wowoka coached, head coach there, very young, but also a coach of I believe, a AAU team that won 4 national tournaments a couple of years ago, so well respected. But again, you gotta beat good teams if you want to get it done. Lady Savages did it in their tournaments. Brookville Savage basketball looking to get back on track after football season, and let's see what they can dial up against this Heavener Wolf team. So we're going to take a quick break, have some words from our sponsors, the fine people, our media partners that bring you these events, and then we'll be back with the boys basketball game between Broken Bow and Heavener. There's a dunk to start off the warm-ups. And anyway, well, that may get them in the group. Anyway, we'll have some more words from our sponsors, our media partners, and then we'll be back with the tip-off in about 9.5 minutes. See you then.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Being on one of the best teams in the country, winning Big 12s, you're not wrestling for just yourself. You're wrestling for your team behind you, coaches, all the fans in the stands. You're wrestling for all the national championships that have been won in the past. That pushes you in the mat room, in the weight room, out on the competition mat. You have more than just you that you're wrestling for. This culture here is like, it's cowboy culture, so everybody here, we're all blood. It's really awesome.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
welcome. A little audio adjustment and maybe a little attitude adjustment. Welcome back. If you watch the Lady Savages have a pretty easy victory over the Heavener Lady Wolves. This game promised to be a little more competitive than that one, as Heavener boys probably match up fairly decently with Broken Bow height-wise. And again, let's see how quickly the Savage basketball team can get back on track. Lost again to some very good teams, but still loss is loss, and they do not like that's got to not fare well as competitive these Broken Bow Savage basketball players are. They expect to win any contest they're going into, and so I've been a little disappointed and a little motivated by those losses to Wewoka and Pecola, and so I look to hopefully come out hot tonight. Again, facing a decent height team as far as the matchups. You see Broken rocking there.
Your Savages are coached by Brian Mulvey.
And the basketball again. Timing is such an important part. Again, there's Adrian Hightower. Man, so impressed with his play in the first couple of games during that Savage Classic. And, of course, the incomparable Graydon Howell.
A 6-foot senior, number 10, Jackson McDaniel. And a 6'2 senior, number 22, A.J.
Brennan. Of course, Baker, Howell, and Brennan, all members of that Savage football team, and still in the process of getting their basketball legs under them. What I mean is that even though, again, peak conditioning, and these are definitely athletes in peak condition, but it is different, the conditioning in football and basketball. Anybody that has played both sports will tell you that, and it does take a little bit of difference to get a basketball more of an endurance type running, whereas football more of a sprint. Here's Brannon, and that tip-off won by the Wolves. They go to try to get it easy when that's a foul committed. I believe that's going to be was that Baker with the foul? No, it was Hightower picking up a foul. And so that will send the Wolves to the line just 4 seconds into this game, and that rattles in and out. Rim not kind. Man, again, my apologies if you're tuning in and either a fan of Heavener or just want to know who was that kid that made that shot, because it is so hard for these old eyes to see those purple numbers on that gray field on those jerseys. So get used to it after. I do know the Savages, however, as Hightower's working here from the top of the key. Crossover, backs it in. Now it's out to Baker. Baker kicks it back out. Howell from the top of the key. Howell, three, not there. Hits the front of the rim, the backboard, and then rolls over the top. Still 0-0. 30 seconds into this boys game. There's a pass outside. And they're working around the rim. Barnes, I can't tell you, is the tall kid, the tallest member of that team, working against McDaniel over there. Now they're going to kick it back out. Pulls up from three, hits the bracket. Nice rebound. Brandon caught it at the top of his extension. Here comes Graydon Howe in the paint. Graydon kicks it back out. That's McDaniel. Oh, good. McDaniel got one of the defenders into the air. Doesn't get it off the glass, though, as it hits the rim and falls no good. Still 0-0. Almost a minute and a half into this game. Kicked back out to Barnes. And over to this side, three-point shot on the way. That was a little long and hits the floor, and then it's picked up. Here's a long break. Hightower out to McDaniel on the wing, back to Hightower. Hightower dribbling across, picks up his dribble. He gets it back to McDaniel. McDaniel penetrating and then loses the handle on it. Race for the ball. Hightower comes up with it. Hightower working inside. Hightower kicks it back out to Howell. Bounce pass. Graydon inside. No off the glass. Bad angle. And so Baker's shot falls no good, still no score, and that's going to be remedied there, as that was, I believe, Clubb that picked it up. Or sorry, that was Palmer with the two-pointer to break the scoring ice. 2 minutes in, now it's Howell at the other end. Can't get it to fall. Graydon pulls it away, steal at the other end, and draws the foul, and that will send Graydon Howell to the free throw line. And the opportunity to even things up. And you can kind of just feel it, that it's just almost there for the Savage on those shots and on the transitions, but it's not quite where, you know, you see these players that worked together last year. It's the timing issue. And again, there's Graydon Howell, who's an excellent free throw shooter, missing as he acknowledges that, just to the front of the rim, regaining concentration. Second shot is up, and that one falls through the bottom of the net. 2-1, score, presses on. Fairly easily broken by the Wolves. They're back into the forecourt. They kick it out to Barnes inside, now outside to Roberts. Roberts tried to go move against McDaniel down the baseline, and he did draw the foul, so that's going to be the first one on McDaniel, first team foul. Or sorry, second team foul on the Savages. Wow, they get it out to Barnes, who kicks it out to Roberts. And now there's a steal by Brokenbow. Carries the turnover. Hightower driving in. Hightower lays it high off the glass, just not there. Long pass the other way. Try to go behind the back, and that gets stolen. And here comes A.J. Brannon into the glass. And I mean the glass that's there by the concession stand. And that's going to be a charge called as Barnes sent Howell flying across the court. Graydon Howell polished off the back of the lane with the back of his jersey as he slid about 5 feet following that charge. Good job by Graydon quickly to not only get down there quickly, but also recognize that this guy's not going to be able to stop. He established his position, drew the charge, and gets broken by the basketball bat. Savages trail by 1 with 5 minutes left in this first period. Low scoring thus far. Oh, great dish inside, Howell, but might have been almost partially blocked. He had to alter his shot. So still a 1-point lead for Heavner as they kick it out. And now it's a turnaround shot, and Howell position on the rebound. Now comes Graydon Howell, has an opportunity, picks it up and blocked, gets a rebound off the block, flies in, amazes to float. Howell manages to float in the air and starting to feel it. Savages take their first lead of this ball game, and they have the press on in the backcourt. Here's McDaniel, and that's going to be a timeout or travel call. Timeout call by the Wolves as they're down by 1, 4:23 left. 30-second timeout. We'll have a quick word from one of our sponsors. Be right back. You're watching Brokenbow Savage basketball on the Brokenbow Savages YouTube channel.
My native history was like instilled in me. Anytime there was an obstacle in front of me, and I would just go back to my roots, being Choctaw, the warrior side of it, being mentally tough. I love representing my heritage.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, the story of this game is, I guess you'd say, defense. Both teams have had some shot up. Well, let me retract that. Both teams have had some shot opportunities. Not many, though. It's been a low scoring, 3-2. Again, just 3.5 minutes into this one, but both these teams have offenses capable of putting points up, but not really giving an inch. Oh, that was a great job being in position and stealing the ball by Brokenbow. And here comes Graydon Howell with the high leaner, no good. Rebound, Wolves. That was a good pass by Pratt to find Howell open, and now it's box between Pratt and Howell. Ball goes off of one of the Heavner Wolves' feet and will be turned over. That was great defense by Brokenbow. As you see, Pratt flying out to the corner. Brannon to Howell. Howell pulls up from 3. Bucket! Graydon Howell now has a one-pointer, a two-pointer, and a three-pointer. It's hitting, shooting for the cycle, so to speak, and Savages are up by his 6 points. There's an answer at the other end, though. Barnes with a tray of his own. 1 point game. Savages lead. You see Ryan Woolsey yelling something at Graydon Howell and his team, but instructing them on either a play or some component. There's outside shot on the way from Axton. Axton's high rebound goes straight to Howell. Graydon Howell was ready to jump and just sat there. The ball came right to him. McDaniel to Howell. Howell from 3 feet outside, bucket! And now Graydon Howell feeling it all. 9 of the points for Broken Bow from the hand of Graydon Howell. And there's almost, that was good second effort. I believe that was Roberts, or that was Palmer. Sorry, Palmer inside. That's his second bucket. Still a 2-point game. Here's Howell, and he pulls up from near the same spot. Maybe a little too close. That other shot was about 4 feet behind the perimeter. That one was foot length behind it and didn't fall. Here's a shot by Barnes at the other end. Rebound, Howell. Howell easily avoids the steal attempt. Quickly down in the corner to Pratt. Pratt's three-point shot's on the way. A long rebound is pulled down by Barnes. Gets it to Clubb and then to Palmer. And the ball goes through the hands and into those Pratt. Turnover. Savage is back with the basketball. Pratt moving from the top of the key with a leaner. Doesn't fall. Nice moves to get himself with an opportunity to get in the net, just not dropping through the bottom. And so back to the Wolves, and that's almost a mistake. In fact, it was. I said that bounced off Barnes and off the out-of-bounds line, so that's another turnover. As Savage is going to send McDaniel out and send Hall in. Brooklyn leads 9-7, all 9 points scored by Graydon Howell. And again, Howell, a tremendous player, but as a team, you like to see other people's names scoring in the score column anyway. As Hanks gets it to Pratt, who shovels it to Hall, not falling for him. And here's almost a steal. It was a steal, and then Howell and wow, there's a collision down there, and that's going to get called, I believe, on Broken Bow.
On Broken Bow, number 3, Dejon Hall.
That's going to be on Hall, his first. Third team foul against the Savages. 1:22 left first period, and they will reset those. Looking for an inbound pass, and that was a turnover. Good defense by Broken Bow. Too much time taken on the inbound pass, and so. And there's something happen. I think that's going to be a foul. It's also going to get us in Graydon Howell back to the free throw line. Let's see if it is.
Number 12, Rylan Roberts.
That will be the third team foul on Heavner. It's on Roberts, his first. But Graydon is indeed at the free throw line. And that one just, again, excellent free throw shooter, but not finding the mark on the first shot. See him slap his heads together to try to get his concentration back. Second shot, that was also very rare. Double miss, and that's rebounded by Heavner, but the press is on. Long pass, somehow brought down. That's going to be a travel as he brought the look like he thought about passing it as soon as he grabbed the ball, but as he was holding it in his hands to pass it, took a step and then another one when he dribbled, and so that's going to be a travel call. And so Savage get the ball back with just over a minute left in this first period. Just a 2-point lead for Broken Bow. They want to add to that as Graydon Howell. Shovel pass from Howell to Hanks, and he wasn't ready for it. That was an excellent dish, or an excellent serve, but the recipient did not get to feast on it. And here's a steal at the other end by Pratt. Quick pass to Howell. Howell Spin move in the paint, turnaround, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Howell. Graydon to the bucket. Off the glass and in. Well, 11 for Howell, 11 for Broken Bow. Presses on, 30 seconds left. Like to try to extend the lead, I should say, with another opportunity to shoot before the half's over, but they have to get the ball back first. Here's inside move, and that's a block by Hanks. Reached out a big arm and knocked that one away. So now 12 seconds left. Broken Bow has an opportunity to set up a play. It's Howell working. Directing to see 5 seconds. Howell's just going to have to back up and take. Well, I say back up. No, it was stolen by Heavner, and they're not going to get the shot off as time expires. That's going to do it. After one period of play, it's Broken Bow 11, Heavner 7. Wolves hanging in there. Savages, all their points scored by number 4, Graydon Howell. Timeout on the court. We'll take one of our own and be right back. You're watching Broken Bow Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See you in a minute.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Well, one of the, I guess, dilemmas of team sports, and particularly a team sport like basketball, soccer also comes to mind, where you have an opportunity. One person is usually your key scorer. A lot more factors go into games like football, but you have your star, and obviously you want them to produce. You want to give them opportunities to put points on the board, and Savages have done that. They have 11 points. And, again, you look at it, well, that's in one period. That's on a pace to score 44, which is not a great game, but you've held your opponent to 7 so far. But all the points by Graydon Howell, and that's you want to get him those points. You want him to have 11 or so. It'd be nice to have 11 per quarter. But you also want to have other members of that team score, and it prevents teams from like triple teaming your one score. And so that's in order to do that, you're going to have somebody else make some shots or step up, and they're working on that right now as Howell's on the bench while the rest of the team out there. Here's Pratt for 3. Oh, just off the side of the rim. Does not fall. Here come the Wolves, working from the outside in, or trying to. Pass out on the far wing back to the Savage head near center court. I believe on Axton, possibly. Let's see what the call is.
Fouls on Copeland, number 14, Crew Pratt.
Oh, no, it's on Pratt. So, Crew Pratt with his first foul. Drive to the outside again. Well, they're trying to get it to the outside corner, and good job defensively by Broken Bow. Good hustle by Tomlinson. They were trying to get down the corner. He recognized that, and so he got over there in the line that the inbound pass would have had, and as a result, it's Broken Bow basketball. They've done well on preventing inbound passes. There's a little errant pass by Broken Bow. You got a hand on it, but a Hightower recovers. Now it's Adrian Hightower bringing it up top of the key. Bounce pass. Pratt looking. Drives in, lays it off the glass, doesn't fall. And quickly, Heavner gets back down court. Working against Tomlinson. Now it's from 3 from way behind the arc, and a bounce pass right into the hands of Hightower. Hightower is going to take it back out, set up the offense. Hightower working, trying to work inside. Out to Baker, back to Hightower. Hightower behind the back dribble. Hightower bounce pass to the corner, open shot. Tomlinson, bucket! Taylor Tomlinson. Tomlinson with a tray. 14-7, another football score. Savages up by a touchdown. I'll use that one again. It's a nice shot. That was a great pass out there, and Tomlinson just buried it from the corner. And that looked like a little bit of a pause inside. Good rebound by Hanks. Quickly, here's Baker. Sky Baker working inside. Turnaround. Sky turned back around. Oh, nice pass from Baker to Hanks, and Hanks off the backboard and in. That was a nice combination. And now it's 16-7 Broken Bow. Give the assist to Baker and a 2-point bucket to Hanks. Savages working furiously. Oh, there was a collision and then a push-off. There's some physical play, turnaround jumper, and they got it over. That was a pretty good play inside considering Hanks was kind of in position, and he kind of got it over Hanks. So 16-9, 7-point advantage for Broken Bow. Hightower looks like a stalking predator out there, a leopard or something, as he is slow. And a three-pointer from the corner by Sky Baker. Sky, what a great name for a basketball player. Sky has Broken Bow up by double digits, 19-9. Largest lead by either team. Heavner's only led by one, and that's a steal as Tomlinson takes it away. Coming back into the kind into the court for Broken Bow from Pratt to Hightower to Pratt. Pratt working down in the corner, gets it to Baker. Baker, a cross-court pass, three-pointer on the way from Hightower. Rolls over, a nice rebound and put back by Pratt. Well executed. Hand it to Pratt, being in the right place and that's discipline. Know that shot, know where it's going to go if it misses. And then the quickness to put it back up off the glass and in. 21-9, Savages lead by 12. Rotating back around are the Wolves. As they get it out, and it's going to be Roberts worked against Baker, decided to get rid of it. Good job by Baker to move laterally. Roberts, pretty good three-point shooter. And now here goes Roberts cutting down the baseline, and good job by the Hanks cutting that out. There's a three-pointer. It's errant, and an uncontested rebound for Sky Baker. As he brings it down, kicks it to the corner. Three-point shot on the way long, but Hanks got it, or was it immediately grabbed? It was a tie ball, and so possession arrow will be in favor of Heavner. And Savage's mass substitution, but that was a good performance. Yes. It was 11-7. And Savages have gone on a 10-2 run since the end of the first period. Here's Barnes to Palmer. Outside, three-point shot. Wow, that was right in front of the Savage bench. It fight for the rebound. Baker got a hand on it, but so did Barnes. A double leg kick in the air, maybe to keep balance. Here's Barnes working against Hal to Roberts. And then spin move by Palmer, and it looked like a trap made by, that was a good reaction by Tomlinson and McDaniel. Or sorry, that was Pratt, not McDaniel, but McDaniel or Pratt went to the floor. And so did commit his second foul. Also the second team foul for the Savages, so ball will be inbounded. The Savages done really well defending inbound passes thus far. Already created a couple of, and again, almost created a turnover there. Bounce pass. Brannon defensively for Broken Bow. Out to Barnes on the wing working against Pratt. Barnes backing up, almost stolen by Howe. fight inside, and that's going to be Brannon getting called for the body check, I believe. And so that's probably going to send Huebner to the free throw line.
Foul on broken bow number 22, A.J. Brannon.
Brannon's first foul. Third team foul for Broken Bow. Just 2 minutes left in this third period. First free throw is smooth as silk and through the silk for Huebner. As they get into double digits, 21-10 advantage Broken Bow. Second shot up, and also, wow, that was very nice looking free throw shooting for the Huebner Wolves. And it's back to a 10-point game. As Crew Pratt brings up the basketball. Out to Graydon Howe. Graydon Howe driving and gets the ball knocked loose, driving to the basket, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Wolves. Savage is looking to inbound. Oh, all alone. Pratt from three in the corner. High catches a corner and bounces back this way, but no good. It's a nice look, but no points. Minute 35 left as Wolves rotate it back around. Sanchez over to Palmer, then to Barnes. Barnes, it winds up back to Sanchez, working against Tomlinson. Back three-pointer on the way from Roberts, no good. And rebound, Broken Bow. Howell's pass, alley-oop to Scott Baker. And just a little bit off, and so it's back in the hands of Huebner with under a minute left in the half. Savage is up by 10, 21-11. As, man, aggressive defense by Brannon. Trying to reach in and get the ball. That was a nice floater, as that was Sanchez. Just got going laterally through the paint, creating a little space for himself, and hit the shot at the end, back into a single-digit difference in this ball game. Pratt out to the corner, shot by Tomlinson, bucket! That's his second tray. And back to a 11-point lead for Broken Bow. Second tray for Tomlinson. Dead-eye shooting from outside. Here comes Barnes to Sanchez. Sanchez working against Baker. Sanchez tried to get off the dribble against Baker, and Sky Baker quickly shuffled, I should say, laterally, and his opponent just fell down. Hand it to Baker. He's made that transition from football to basketball pretty rapidly. And here comes Graydon Howe. Speaking of transitions, as he gets away, just doesn't fall for it. He split some defenders, and that's going to fall way short. That's going to do it. After one half of play, it is Broken Bow 24, Huebner 13. Savage is, we may stay here for a moment. I think the cheerleaders and/or dance team may perform at half as you hear the Savage Spirit Band over there playing. Look like the cheerleaders are lining up over there in a group anyway. So, if so, we'll stream that before our break. Yeah, they are. They're going to take to the floor, and so I'll turn it over to Jerry Falling, our excellent PA announcer, and to the whatever music they've selected to do their dance routine. The Broken Bow Savage cheerleaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome to the floor your Savage cheerleaders? Let's hear it once again for your Savage cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the floor, your Savage dance team.
Yeah, Savage Dance Team performing. Three of those young ladies have just returned, I assume voluntarily, from Hawaii. I might want to stay there if I was there. But anyway, quite an honor. We're able to go to Hawaii and perform with the national team out there during a football game. And so certainly one of the many things we're proud of here at Broken Bow. Another thing, very proud of this Broken Bow Savage basketball team, although they're up at double digits, 24-13. But Heavener giving them a competitive game. A good Heavener Wolf team coming down from just north of the county line up there in Ellen Heavener, but in LaFleur County. And so a visit here right before the holidays. Again, we will be back tomorrow night for games with Savages and Lady Savages taking on Atoka. Also on our broadcast schedule, I said earlier that I think our next games would be at Idabel, but we really, we're definitely broadcasting those. We are also going to live stream the games on Monday, January 5th at McAllister. As you see, man, that came right across. I think some of those young ladies that play that are cheerleaders actually, I think, do play softball. But as Fredo Morales just caught one of the missiles projected up here. Again, thanks, Fredo, for excellent camera work tonight. But to follow that thought, or complete that thought, Savages are actually traveling to McAllister to play the McAllister Lady Buffaloes and McAllister Buffaloes on January 5th. We will live stream those games. They will be here on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. I won't be doing those games, which Skip Copeland will, to the relief of probably a lot of people, but join Skip Copeland on January 5th for Broken Bow at McAllister, followed by Tuesday, January 6th, Broken Bow and Idabel, taking on version, I guess, phase one of the 2026 Little River Rivalry Round Ball edition. as Broken Bow and Idabel will play. So those are the next two. Following tomorrow night's broadcast or live streams, that's going to be our next two. We'll be Broken Bow at McAllister and then Broken Bow and Idabel meeting for the first time this season. Well, again, it's been your team's up by 11 points. You're up by double digits over a pretty good basketball team. So really have to say that you got to be happy with it. There's Graydon Howe. That's the way you start off the second half for sure. Is with a Graydon Howe bucket and trying to answer on the other side. High rebound. Brought down by McDaniel. Jackson McDaniel getting that one. Savage is looking at the other end defensively. A long pass, and they tried a little too long on that one. As Sky Baker back there defensively, but that trying to get the fast break points, but had to lead him by too much, and as a result, it's Broken Bow's basketball once again. Savage is doubling the score by the Wolves thus far, but really you would like to you expect them to maybe run away with it here in third. At least that's what the coach wants. Like, make your shots, get out there, and continue to play smother. Oh, nice bounce pass to Hal. Hal spin move inside, bounces out to McDaniel. McDaniel for three. Bucket! That was a great two-pass shot as it was passed inside to Hal. Hal with the bounce pass outside. McDaniel buries it. That's great basketball. As a result, Savages now lead. Oh, and contested. That was a great lay-in. It was contested. And so second half scoring opened by Heavner. Hal's three no good, but Baker gets a hand on it. Unfortunately, hits it to Barnes and winds up in the hands of the Wolves. Savages wind up with a basketball. Another turnover forced. Here comes Hal, top of the key, makes a move inside. It's McDaniel from way back there. McDaniel with a dead-eye shot. Jackson McDaniel feeling it in the second half. Two straight trays from McDaniel has Broken Bow up 32-15. And they're going to have timeout on the court. We're going to stay right here and talk about it. This is the kind of play that you want to see from this Savage team. Graydon Howe, a known quantity, right? He is unparalleled in his ability to move inside that and create opportunities for himself, making space somehow inside the paint. But that other, the supporting cast, if you will, out there, you got to have that if you're going to compete against big teams, and it's starting to show up here in the second half. I don't know what Ryan Woolsey and the rest of the coaching cast, Patrick Smith, said to them at the half, but they have come out playing much better. Not that they were bad, but playing some stellar basketball here. And Jackson McDaniel, one of the reasons. Two great three-point buckets right off the bat, less than a minute and a half in, and he's put 6 points on the board. Savages have extended that halftime lead and now are looking to possibly get a steal and put themselves up by 20. Let's see what happens. Long inbound pass. Somehow, wow, nice job by Heavner with the pass down low, and they get a bucket. That was a quick break through the press, and so gets them back to 15 points down. Here's McDaniel to Howell, down the corner. Hightower has that baseline cut off by Barnes, kicks it back out top of the key. McDaniel to Baker. Baker drives right past his opponent. Now it's back to McDaniel. McDaniel looking for a third. Good inbound inside. Brandon puts it back up, doesn't fall. A.J. Brandon. And you see the ball going out of bounds off of Broken Bow. And so will be inbounded by Heavner. Savages quickly drop back. Instead of putting on the press, drop back into defense. After that, and again, that was an excellent job of breaking that press on that last possession by Heavner. And so Broken Bow now dropping back into a more traditional defense. Here's Baker defensively top of the key. Now it's out to Howell against Sanchez. Sanchez bounces it inside, no place to go, as that was Brannon defensively. And so Wolves kicking it back out. And almost, oh man, that was a good effort. McDaniel trying to get the quick steal, reached in to punch it, got the ball, but made contact with the body. So McDaniel's going to pick up his second foul. First foul by either team this half. And so that will give the ball back to Heavner. They will inbound it. Long inbound pass on the alley-oop. Doesn't work. Oh, wow, the putback also doesn't work. And so fight for the rebound somehow. Scramble still going on. Sanchez gets it. And now there's a foul called, and there's a Heavner player on the floor. I believe that's Sanchez. Oh, man, he came down bad after that shot. Hate to see that. Man, that is that's going to be the second foul on Brannon, second team foul on Broken Bow. And he's going to go to the free throw and shoot these free throws, but then you expect him to go out of the ball game and have that ankle looked at, or foot. He's limping to the line. You got to appreciate the toughness of a player to go in, and it looks like they're sending a sub. Yeah, I think they thought better of it. See Sanchez from general applause from the entire fan, all the fans in attendance, including the Broken Bow fans. He's going to go to the locker room and get that looked at. Here's the first free throw is good. Second free throw up and also good. Man, all the stats. That's the one most telling. That's going to be one of the stats that Heavner really leads in is free throw percentage shooting. They've got it back to a 13-point game. Here's a pass inside, and Howell hustles down the baseline to get the rebound. Ball's kicked out of bounds by Barnes, and so will be inbounded by Broken Bow. .458 left, third period, and Savages looking pretty good thus far in this period. Axton off the move. Axton makes a move to the bucket. Axton with a drive down the side of the lane. Elevates. Man, I like the way that Axton elevated. Gets his first field goal of the game. We'll go back up by 15. There's a... It's going to be on Hightower. It's going to be his second foul, third team foul for the Savages. A lot of time left in this third period, over 4.5 minutes, so they only have one more to give before putting Heavner in the bonus. Pass into the backcourt, and now bring it. A little bit of a mini screen there. Doesn't work, though, as the shot doesn't fall, but the putback does. As that was, I believe, Barnes that put it back up there. Or, no, that might have been Palmer. We'll see. Anyway, here's Howell driving inside, and somehow I'm so impressed by the way Graydon Howell just creates things in midair. I was worried when he went up. I thought maybe his ankle was hurting or something because he kind of pulled his foot up. But literally in midair, he thought to pull his lead foot up in order not to land on it to get that extra tenth of a second or so in the air so he could release the basketball after he was fouled. And he did so, got the point, and got the foul. Amazing play by Graydon Howell, and he has his team up by 15 with an opportunity to add from that from the charity stripe. Doesn't, though, and a rebound, though, by inside by Hanks. Now it's Howell from three. Long rebound, hits the floor, and is pulled down by Heavner. Wolves on the, I should say on the prowl, but there's a ball on the ground, and that's going to either be a tie ball, a timeout, or let's see, I think they call timeout before they got a travel call or a tie ball. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Broken Bow up by 15. Still midway, just past midway through this third period. We'll be back in 15 seconds.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Welcome back. Savages ahead by 15 as they only led by 11 at half, 24-13. Came out roaring out of the locker room. Two back-to-back three-pointers by Jackson McDaniel. Put them well in the lead, changed the momentum of this basketball game, and they played pretty good defense. Pretty good defense throughout. Savage struggles have not been defensively. They've just, in the first period, had some problems shooting, problems from the free throw line, and a little bit of problems adjusting to where each other were on the basketball court. The second half looked much improved and came out. Again, this team isn't going to give up, but everybody fighting for every. Wow, that was a nice effort down there by Tomlinson with a one-handed toss. The basketball already marked out, already called out of bounds though off Broken Bow. Will be inbounded, but every shot these teams have no quit in them, and they are both diving to the floor, playing hard for every shot and every rebound. Here's one off again. There's an example that going out of bounds, and he throws it off of Hanks to save the basketball and save the possession for Heavner. That's the type of play that we've seen from both sides. They are in it to win it. Here's an inbound pass. Long on the corner. Tomlinson defensively for Broken Bow tries to cut off that baseline, and then that pass back outside on the perimeter. Barnes to, I believe, Palmer, and then back outside. Hall defensively for Broken Bow. Now over to Hanks, and now Barnes now back outside. Working against Thompson. Oh, three-point shot. Wow, that was money from way outside. That was way outside, right in front of the bench. And back to a 12-point ball game. Here's Howell driving inside and can't make it. Can't stay in the air long enough that time. And now here's a stumble. Ball's on the ground, quickly tied up by either. Well, nope. I said tied up. He got the timeout called prior to it being tied up. Possession arrow is in favor of Heavner, by the way. There's a 60-second timeout on the floor, though. We'll take a quick break of our own and be right back. You're watching Broken Bow's Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow YouTube channel.
My native history was like instilled in me. Anytime there was an obstacle in front of me, and I would just go back to my roots, being Choctaw, the warrior side of it, being mentally tough. I love representing my heritage.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Welcome back. Savages are up by 12, but we're up by as much as 17. Heavner struggling to stay in this ball game and diving on the floor, pulling out all the stops to try to stay with this ranked Class 4A team. Yeah, Broken Bow, interesting look as, of course, I mentioned this every game, but they went to the semifinals in football. Many of those players that would normally start for the basketball team do play football, so have only had a couple of weeks transition to try to get in basketball shape and get used to play basketball again. And they've dropped a couple of games to very stiff competition in Wewoka and Pocola. And looking to get back on track here tonight. Here comes Hall and gets the ball kind of stripped, just kind of a punched loose, actually. And here, rolling the other way, goes out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover against the Wolves, and that will be the Savages basketball. Quickly in. John Hall to Graydon Howell. Howell somehow. That ball went off of a couple of hands and then bounced up and hit the bottom of the goal, which is out of bounds, and so would be assessed against Broken Bow, as I think Graydon was the last one that touched it before it went up off the bottom of the backboard. It's like a pinball in there. Quickly, oh, they're good against that press. That was 4 passes. A nice defensive move down there, though, and that prevented the shot. That shot will be waved off and it won't count. The foul occurred by Hanks prior to shooting, but that was great work breaking that press by Heavner, as it was really just 1, 2, 3 passes with just maybe one dribble in between there to get the ball down in shooting position. And then they capitalized on it by drawing the foul. Don't capitalize on the foul by making the first end of that 2-shot free throw trip. Second shot is up. That one also missed. Crew Pratt goes up, snatches it out of the air. And so it remains 36-24. Here's Howell inside. Howell changes hands, fight for the rebound. Wow, and Howell went toppling. Good sportsmanship showed as the other end. Somebody helps him up off the floor. Here's Heavner. There's a shot from Sanchez outside, collision as two Savages look like both Hanks and Pratt going for the basketball ran into each other, but the ball was knocked off of one of the visitors' elbows, I think, and so Rebel gets to inbound it. Inside, Baker with a little stutter step inside off the dribble, draws the foul, and so that's going to be a non-shooting foul, just the second team foul. That'll be on Roberts, just his second, and just their second team foul, as I mentioned. Looking to get it inbound. They throw it out throw it in, I should say, to Baker. Baker, top of the key, over to Hall on the wing. Hall driving. Hall, one-hander, no good. Whoa, great rebound inside by Hanks as he went up between two defenders, pulled that one down. Now it's to Pratt. Pratt backing up to Hall. And then back around, floater in midair. That's Brannon. Adrian Brannon. Not Adrian Brannon, Adrian Hightower. Beautiful floater. That shot's a long three-pointer, a little off center. And so rebound by the Savages with under a minute left. 14-point lead, 38-24. They throw it outside to Pratt. Pratt's drive, a one-handed leaner, and another great rebound inside, and that results in a foul being drawn, or is he calling it a jump ball? Nope. Nice work off the offensive boards by Hanks, as he's had two consecutive rebounds where he was outnumbered inside. Good positioning. Nice, smooth-looking free throw from Hanks. This little substitution by the Wolves. I said they didn't put that on the board yet. It looked like that first one was, I thought that first free throw was good. It's still 38-24. 40 seconds left in this third period. Savages lead by 14, according to the scoreboard. Here's a drive down low, and that was a block. You got to credit Sky Baker with getting a piece of that one. Quickly, Sky across the half-court line. 25 seconds, lots of time left. Into Hanks. Hanks back out to Hightower. Hightower to Pratt. Pratt, shovel pass, missed communication between him and Hall. Hall going one way and just a little behind Hall as Hall was traveling toward the top of the key, and the pass was going the opposite direction, so that's turnover. And with 15 seconds left, that'll probably give Heaver time. They'll probably try to set up a three-point shot or just take one, depending on how closely they're defended. I'm assuming that's going to be pretty close the way that, and that's exactly what they do, up and no good. And that's going to do it after 3 periods of play. It's Broken Bow 38, Heaver 24. We'll be back after this message from one of our media partners. You're watching Broken Bow's Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See ya in 30. Eight minutes left in this contest here on a nice Thursday night, the last Thursday before Christmas. To all you guys out there, better start your shopping now. You got 6 days, actually 5. You better have it ready by then. Or time to make up some excuses. Anyway, Merry Christmas to all you out there. Hope you have enjoyable holidays. Hey, if you're going to be home tomorrow night, 7 p.m. tips off Broken Bow Lady Savages versus Atoka. And then followed by the Savages taking on the Wampus Cats. And I realize that maybe I know where we live, and familiar with the local fan base. So, a steal by Tomlinson. And somehow staying with it. Here's Tomlinson. somehow winds up with the basketball, slides, well, no foul call, but Savages retain possession. It's Brennan to Howell. Howell up and off the glass and in. That was great. Thomas with the steal and Howell with another 2 points. Anyway, just I realized that 7 o'clock tip-off also coincides with the 7 o'clock kickoff of a football game between two college playoff finalists. I think it's going to be live from Norman, Oklahoma, and it may be our least watched live broadcast of the year. But to those of you out there of the Crimson and Cream Persuasion, boomer. Anyway, right here it's 40-24. Savages looking to take home a win, or not take home a win. They're at home, I guess. Collect a win. Get back on the winning track and congeal. And I tell you, I think there's been a marked difference in the play of this team between the first half and the second half. They came out of the locker room and looked a lot different on the court, a lot smoother. Now there's a good good offensive play off the inbound pass by the Wolves. Here's Howell at the other end being a mini attempted screen by Brandon fighting. And there's McDaniel somehow doesn't travel. That was a good job keeping that other foot down. Rattles in and out. Tomlinson's shot, and then it's McDaniel going diving to the hardwood, sliding against the Savage backstop. What is the official name of the padding? I'll have to look that one up. Anyway, the padding under the basket there. And so ball goes out off the Broken Bow and will be Heavener basketball. Heavener looking to, they're going to be probably trying to shoot some three-pointers to get some quick points here. They're looking to try to get back in this one. Down by 15 right now. And 6.5 minutes left in the ball game. Here's a bounce pass inside. Looked like it might have got knocked loose by Brennan, but he might have picked up his third foul. If it is on Brennan, I think it will be. That will be his third. It is indeed. And so just a second-team foul against the Savages of this period. But A.J. picks up number 3. Will result in an inbound pass. And Brokenbow's done a pretty good job. They've stolen a couple of these and caused a time violation on another one. That one, this time, Heavener gets it in. As it's Hanks coming out to do the defensive work. Here's a three-pointer. Shots off the glass and no good. Rebound somehow winds up in the hands of Brennan after pinballing. And here comes Graydon Howell flying to the bucket. And wow, he just has that ability to stop while people fly past him. Fast break points, Graydon Howell. Savages up by 17. A little over 6 minutes left. Bullet pass down under the go, maybe a little too hard as Heavener lost the handle on it. Will be inbounded by Broken Bow. Here comes Howell, long pass down to Tomlinson in the corner, then back to Howell. Howell driving in the paint. Howell with a two-stepper, tries to get it to float off the rim, grabs the rebound, and or grabs at the rebound, and wisely, I think, opts not to try to commit a foul to retain it. Head ball, that was a little, I could tell that was offline when he released it. It comes off the front of the rim, and will be Graydon Howell at the other end. Three-pointer, bucket! Graydon Howell pulls up and buries it. 20-point game. 46-26. There's Barnes inside. Good defensive move by Tomlinson, but he's given up at least a couple inches of height to Barnes, and so Barnes gets that one. Here's Howell from the top of the key. That one pinballs out, no good. As the clock ticks down to 5 minutes. Sanchez, good to see him back in the ballgame. Working, gets at the corner. Here's a three-point shot on the way. Long rebound, comes down the hands quickly as it's Brennan to Howell. Howell decides to kick it out to McDaniel. McDaniel driving, McDaniel backing it back out. Top of the key. Tomlinson got his opponent in the air off the dribble. Now it's Howell just inside the perimeter. Oh, there's a good job. McDaniel buries it. Jackson McDaniel, his third tray of this half. And that's the largest lead for Broken Bow of this ball game, 49-28, a 21-point lead. Jackson McDaniel on fire here in the second half from behind the perimeter. Here's A pass down low, a little too much on it, went off the hands of Heavner and goes out of bounds, will be inbounded by Broken Bow. And I think much like you feel the momentum swing. Again, it was hotly contested, but you kind of felt Jackson McDaniel's tray kind of took the air out of the sails. As Tomlinson for three from the other corner. Raining threes here late in this ball game. As Tomlinson puts Broken Bow over the half-century mark. There's an answer from the other side. And so it's just Roberts with the tray. Here's Howell driving and gets the ball stripped, and that's also gets fouled, and so that's going to send Graydon Howell to the free throw line to slow down the pace of this ball game, as it has been 3 back-to-back-to-back trays at opposite ends of the court, with Tomlinson and McDaniel providing the fireworks for Broken Bow, and Roberts providing them for Heavner. And at first, man, just unkind rim, as that one rattled around 3 times and then got spit back out. Graydon now, Graydon, excellent free throw shooter. He'll have that adjusted fairly soon. Yeah, second one, but not yet, as it's off the front. And now it's almost stolen by Brannon, as he was basically playing defensive back, waiting back there for it. There's a high rebound. Good positioning. Textbook job by A.J. Brannon, as he saw the shot, established position, went straight up and pulled it down. Here's the three-pointer at the other end. No good. It's McDaniel, though, with a rebound and put back. McDaniel. McDaniel really having a great second half here, already with 11 points, 3 trays and that too. 54-31, a little over 3 minutes left in the ball game.
Rylan Roberts.
There's Roberts with one at the other side, as Savage is going to substitute a couple of players. Pratt and Axton in. Now Pratt, Axton, and Hall in. Oh, there's a floater by Pratt inside. Nice looking shot. There's another three-point shot. Wow. Same corner over there.
Three by Mason Stanford.
Different player, though. And so back to a 20-point game. And here goes Axton. Oh, nice pass. Axton, the follow-through, though. The shot was off, but that was a great pass, wrapping his arm around a defender to throw it into Hanks under the bucket. Here's a wide open look from the other side, and a different result. Good rebound, Hall. Hall looks like he might push it up the floor. No, that's not Hall. That's actually Baker. Or sorry, that's actually Hightower. Now back to Axton. Axton pulls up. Axton off the front of the rim. Rebound, Hightower. Hightower into Hall. Hall, athletic move by Hall. Leaping off left. Dejon Hall changed hands and laid that one in off his left hand. And so, 22-point game. Here's off the front, fight for the rebound, inside, and good post up. It's back to a 20-point game with 93 seconds left. Look, the Savage is going to collect the win here tonight and get back on the winning track. And started Kajal in this second. I mean, it's been a difference in the first and second half. Here's Axton for three. Colin Axton with a tray. 61 points for Broken Bow. The three-point percentage shooting in this second half, and especially in this final period, has been stellar. Here's a long pass out to the corner. Here's a long shot from the side, trying to add to that three-point total. Does not do it. Rebound Heavner. Final minute. Yes. Evener's 3 again off the front, 5 for the rebound, looking for it. And somehow wound up with a 2-point shot. They're going back at the other end. 32 seconds left. It's going to be Hall with another move inside. Hall trying to create inside. Oh, great rebound inside off the missed shot by Hall. They get it back to Dijon. He throws it outside. 3-point shot on the way. Hightower's off. Now it's rebounded inside. Now it's Hall, and he steps up inside, throws it back out to Axton. Now back to Hall. Thought about, still 10 seconds, a lot of time left, so no need to hurry. Hall dribbles down under, throws it back outside. And now I think Savage is going to back it out and just dribble away the final seconds to victory. 61-40, Broken Bow wins going away. Savages will be here again tomorrow night as see the cheerleaders performing to the Savage Fight song. I like that. That's an interesting dance. A lot to cheer about tonight. Broken Bow picks up 2 wins. Lady Savages and Savages both victorious over Heavener, and they'll be back here tomorrow night. It'll be I think a 6 o'clock tip-off. Or sorry, 6:30 tip-off. Check the schedule if that changes. Against Atoka. On behalf of Fredo Morales, I'm Chris Chandler. Thanks to all our sponsors for bringing you these games. And tonight, it was a very good night to be a Savage. And once a Savage, always a Savage. Good night.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time.